Hey, doing a little review of the Hunter Constantine concealed carry belt. Watch a lot of his videos online, get a lot of information on shooting from him. I think it's a great platform and I wanted to support him, so I purchased one of his belts because he says it's the best concealed carry belt you can have. So I, for years, have been wearing a core belt, which has the ratcheting system in it on the back. I wore this one so much, wore down pretty good. And I have a nicer one that I wear when I'm not working. But I do a physical job. I cut trees for a living, and it's I'm bending over working. My pockets are always loaded with multi-tool, knives, so my pants weigh a lot. And the rigidness of this belt has just been awesome. It's the best belt I've ever had. You don't have to have it super tight, and it's stiff enough that it sits on top of your hips, and you can go through your day and you don't have to constantly be pulling everything up with the weight of a gun. Or even, I recommend this belt even if you don't carry a gun. It's just the best belt there is. You don't have to, like a leather belt like we used to wear, you had to just suck it down so tight that you couldn't even hardly breathe to keep your pants up, and it would stretch throughout the day. Where this is really rigid, and it can be kind of loose, and still it's going to hang on top of your hips, or at least my hips, the way I'm built. So I love this belt. Never thought I'd move away from it, and then came across this belt, and I thought, well, I got to try that. Well, I tried it, and I used it at work a couple of days, and that's all I made it, because it's literally like wearing a pair of sweatpants to work. Because yes, it is comfortable, and as you bend over, it stretches, and then when you stand back up, your pants are in the position they were when you stretched, and it lets them keep working their way down, and it doesn't work well for that purpose. Is it a nice belt? It is a nice belt. In comparison to the core, for what I do, it's not going to work for me. I think if you had a different job type than mine, if you were an office person, or just all the millions of jobs that there are that aren't physical jobs, like concreters, electricians, plumbers, trades jobs, this belt is not made for a tradesman. It just doesn't work well for that. Essentially, what I found myself doing throughout the day was I kept taking slack out of it and tightening it up, till finally I tightened it up so much that there's no stretching it anymore, which defeats the purpose of this belt, and you might as well wear this belt. Now, I use this belt even when I don't have belt loops, like if I'm wearing shorts or joggers. I will put this belt around the top of the waistband, concealed carry in it, and off we go, no problems, right? And I've always done it like that. Well, where this belt exceeds is in that roll, because there's not as much there. It's very thin, small profile as compared to what you got there. You just got this little old thing. You don't even know you got this. So where this will be will play a role for me and what I do was when I'm wearing stuff without belt loops, which is what I've been doing with it on the weekends and whatnot. I wear this belt, and it works really great from that, and it's streamlined. It only has the stiff part in the front, and the back's just a little old thin elastic, so it works great for that. If you don't work a real physical job, yes, this belt's probably going to be more comfortable for you, but I think if you're carrying much in your pockets at all, you're going to be hiking your pants up. If you want a one and done and you can't afford both belts, I would say the core belt will fill all the roles for you, not just one role for you. Not to say that this is a bad product. It's not. If I never ran across this and this was all that I knew about, I mean, it's way better than a leather belt. But I have recommended the core product to many friends of mine that are tradesmen that don't even carry guns, don't care about carrying a gun, and they say it's the best belt that they've ever had in their life, and they wear it every day. And you can get this belt looks leatherish and different designs or whatever. So that's just kind of my short review on it. Hopefully that helps somebody out, because it's not a cheap belt. This is not a cheap belt. It's probably, I think it's the same price as this belt. And I wouldn't buy it again for myself, for my purposes. I wouldn't buy it again. I'm not saying it's a bad product or it's poorly made. It's not poorly made. It's also USA made, and the core is also USA made. Both USA products, which is awesome. I just would like to save somebody the 80 bucks or however much it is if they could learn something from my experience with it. They may be convinced to buy it or to not buy it based on this video, based on their needs. Anyways, that's it. Constantine carry belt. That's my little short review of it. Thank you.